Okay, hi Rebecca. Here's the tutorial on doing a light wrap within one composition. Um, this is the original green screen plate. Got a spill suppression, a couple of color correction features right here in the effects panel for this green screen layer. Also got a mat for the talent to be cut out. I'm going to apply a Luma mat under the green screen. Luma mat there. Next, I'm going to apply our background. This is our background. So when creating a light wrap, what I want to do is consolidate the background elements. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the background images here and put them into a pre-composition. I'll just call it background. Next, what I want to do is take the talent mat and duplicate it. So I'm going to hold down Control and D, and it duplicates it. I'm going to rename it and call it light wrap. Get the light wrap selected here. In the effects panel, there is a channel combiner already in here, so be sure to have a channel combiner inside. I'm going to turn it on, and then I'm going to assign the luminance to the alpha. So we're going to get that. I'm going to solo this. Luminance to alpha. That's what we're going to get. Next, what I'm going to do, under the control panel, inside the light wrap layer, I'm going to right click, go to channel, and then go to set channels. Inside here, there's going to be source layer 1, set red to sources 1. So I'm going to click on the drop down menu and click on background. So what it's going to do is it's going to take the red channel from the background and then plug it into the red channel of the light wrap. So I'm going to do the same for the green channel. So source layer 2, green channel, background. Source layer 3 for the blue, background. So now we got the background right here. So let's solo. Let's see it in action here. Background on and off. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click in the effects panel for the light wrap layer. I'll go down to invert. And what I want to invert is the alpha. So we got kind of a cutout of the silhouette of the talent. And right click again in the effects panel. I'm going to go into blur and sharpen. Go down to fast blur. I'm going to punch in probably 16 pixels for blurriness. Let's do 32. 32 would be good. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, go to channel, and CC composite. Now, if you remember, we got kind of this funny looking mat when we were doing all those pre-compositions to create the light wrap. So we got the same exact thing in just one layer. Next, I'll right click again. No, actually not right click. I'm going to go to composite, original, go to this drop down menu. I want to go to stencil Luma. You can't see it. I'll turn on the checkerboard. But you can kind of see how we have a sample of the background as the pixel values over here. What's going to happen next is I'm going to turn on the talent and the background. It doesn't look like we did a whole lot. It looks like we just darkened the outer edges. So what you need to do next is go under mode, under the light wrap layer, go press on the normal drop down. You need to screen it, and then you're going to see a difference. Subtle difference, but it's definitely there. Increase the resolution here. So that's how you make a light wrap with just one layer within a layer, instead of doing multiple pre-compositions and getting lost doing it that way. I'll show you also how to do the edge adjustment. Might as well throw it into this video as well. Also, real quick, to kind of just show you, you could augment the intensity of the light wrap. If you click on the light wrap layer and then press T, it'll bring up the opacity, and you could change the intensity of how the light wrap is working on our image. I don't know if you can see it changing there, and that the video quality during the compression of this video might not let you see the changes occurring, but it's there, it's subtle. I'm going to put it at 50. Okay, now what I'm going to do is the edge blur. I'm going to click on the light wrap. I'm going to duplicate it again by holding down Control and then D. I'm going to go up here into the effects panel, and I'm going to delete all of these effects right here under the new layer I just made. I'm going to delete everything except the channel combiner. Okay, so click over here, press T under this, and put it back up to 100% since the opacity was at 50. I am then going to go into channel combiner, take the alpha and plug it into lightness only. Ooh, the lightness into lightness only. Excuse me, that's what I wanted to do. Real quick, there's some little bit of light pixels over here. If you notice in the color picker right here, you can see it's an 18, 24, 15. That's going to be a problem when we do our edges. So I'm going to right click, go to color correction curves. I'm just going to try to clamp down these pixels right here. So pull down right here. Make them a little bit darker. Yeah, much better. Right click again in the effects panel. And go down to stylize. And find edges. And I'm going to invert it. Now watch this. Click on this curves right here. Kind of see all these extra little artifacts in here that I don't want that. So I'm going to try to tone them down and get rid of them as best as I can with that color curve. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to blur the edge a little bit. I'm going to go to blur, fast blur, and blur it by 3 pixels. Maybe 2 pixels. Maybe 3. So in the core of the edge right here, it's going to be brighter. So the brighter pixels, when we do our edge blur, the brighter pixels is going to have more blur. It's going to be much more intense than, say, the darker pixels of this edge. The darker pixels is going to be less intense of a blur. Next, what I'm going to do, I'll go down to the layer panel right here, right click, new adjustment layer. I'm going to pull this adjustment layer and put it underneath here. I'm going to rename this layer into edge blur matte, since it's a matte, just like green screen matte we did. I'm going to go in the adjustment layer. I'm going to rename this one to ADJ edge blur. turn off the eye for the edge blur matte. These back on. Oh, okay. You can see right here, the edge of her cheek is really mangled when we pulled the matte from the green screen. So right click, I've got the edge blur adjustment layer picked right here. I'm gonna go blur, Gaussian blur. I'm gonna blur it by 2 pixels. And I'm gonna go under mode, the adjustment edge blur layer, and go into Luma matte, edge blur matte. See the magic happening right there. Just blurred that edge.